Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance. And I should also apologise in advance if the quality of this video isn't too good, if there's any lag, anything like that. Sadly, it cannot be helped, and hopefully that's not too much of an issue for you. So, earlier today, at the time of recording this video, the grand final of the 17th Junior Eurovision Song Contest took place in Gliwice in southern Poland. 19 nations took to the stage, and the competition is over, and I'm going to talk about the results and my thoughts on this year's competition. I watched pretty much the whole thing as it was streamed live on the Junior Eurovision YouTube page. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please respect my opinions as I will with yours. I have my notes here in front of me to make sure I don't make any mistakes, and I am telling you now, there will be waffling in this video. I'm going to try and be brief because I've already spoken about these songs in previous videos this week. Feel free to check them out if you so wish. So, Australia were on first. Fine vocals. This is the sort of song that bridges the gap between the junior and the adult competition, because we could have had it in the adult competition, let's be honest. He was behind the piano, Jordan Anthony, at first, then he was standing up, then he was behind the piano again. Not super memorable, fairly static. I gave it a score of 7 out of 10. Australia was 7th with the jury. They were 13th with the public, always going to do worse with the public. The other day, the other day on my blog, I predicted Australia would finish in 7th place. The actual result was 8th place with 121 points. Not bad, not brilliant. I think Australia might be a little bit disappointed with that. Song 2, one of the big favourites coming into this year's competition, France. That's my light flashing, I do apologise. The French entry, fun, but lacking a little extra pizzazz. They could have really gone all out here, played around with the camera angles, done something really fun. Instead, it just felt as though they were playing it a little bit safe. If you see what I mean, let me know your thoughts on that. This suffered from being on early, but I really like Carla. I look forward to seeing what she does in the future. It needed to be just a bit more vibrant, like the music video, in all honesty, which was much more playful. This finished in 5th place with 169 points, not bad, 6th with the jury, and 3rd with the public, albeit a distant 3rd. We then move on to Russia. A lot of people were expecting this to be Russia's weakest Junior Eurovision song to date. I've put a little cheesy. Den Burrell has quite a gravelly voice, which for some reason I hadn't noticed before, quite hoarse. Marginally better than expected, but still not that brilliant. It was a very safe sort of song, quite repetitive, didn't build up to much. I gave it a score of 6 out of 10. I gave France an 8, I'm not sure if I mentioned that. I predicted that France would win, by the way, and I predicted Russia would finish 14th. They actually finished 13th with 72 points. They were 15th with the jury and 8th with the public. We then move on to North Macedonia. I've got nothing bad to say about this. I liked it from start to finish. I thought it was absolutely terrific. Really like Mila Moskov. She was very confident. I even liked the outfit, in all honesty. The visuals, everything was really good. The aesthetic of the whole performance was really top-notch, very strong. She was not really moving about, but that doesn't really matter. She owned the stage pretty much. And the best thing about this is North Macedonia did not finish 12th. Yet again. It's been a very good year in the junior competition and the adult competition for North Macedonia. I think they might have turned a corner. Let me know your thoughts. I predicted North Macedonia would finish 11th. I'm glad they did better. We then move on to Spain. This was one of the big favourites coming into this year's show. Melanie Garcia with Marte. I've written here, looks, sounds like a winner within 20 seconds. It really did. All about the vocals. I think her voice came across as quite screechy, perhaps, towards the end, but otherwise she was in complete control. She looked really happy to be there. Fantastic stuff from start to finish. Atmospheric, wonderful, all about the vocals. In the jury voting, she was lagging behind at first, but then surged up towards the end. Always going to do well with the public. I've got the results here. 3rd with the jury, 2nd with the public, and 3rd overall with 212 points. I predicted 2nd, so I wasn't that far away. Absolutely wonderful. What else is there to say? Spain returning and hitting the top 3. If only they could do that in the adult competition. We then move on to Georgia. This fell flat after Spain, it has to be said. Yeah, this finished 14th with 69 points, which might be Georgia's worst Junior Eurovision result to date. I'm not quite sure. This was happy and catchy. It seemed to drag on a bit. The stage was a little empty, but a very good singer at the helm. I really liked him. He did the best he could, but this did not leave you thinking that it was going to do incredibly well in the voting. In the voting, Georgia were 13th with the jury and 15th with the public, and like I said a minute ago, 14th overall, 69 points. I gave Georgia a score of 6.5 out of 10 and Spain a score of 9 out of 10, by the way. We then move on to Belarus. I've put fairly mature question mark because this didn't really feel like a typical Junior Eurovision song. Confident performer, good vocals, good energy, urban grittiness, as I've said before about this entry, but a little bit messy. Come to think of it, I think it was really quite messy. It felt as though the whole thing had been thrown together. I wasn't totally invested in the performance, if you see what I mean. This finished 11th, which I think is where Belarus finished last year, with 92 points. I predicted Belarus would finish 12th, and in the split results, Belarus were 11th with the jury and 10th with the public. Malta, who predicted this to finish last? Not me. I predicted a top 10 finish. I didn't see anybody predict Malta to finish rock bottom, but that's exactly where they finished. We Are More by Eliana Gomez Blanco, 29 points, 19th place. Ouch. After several years of success and 2 victories, Malta coming crashing back down to earth, which is a real shame because this song's not that bad. It's in English and Maltese. I've written here, nicely done, visually quite strong, decent singer, though a little bit shaky vocally at times towards the end perhaps. Really minor things here. Low-key stuff, not memorable enough. Thinking about it, I'm not really surprised Malta came last. It was the same from start to finish. There was nothing about it that really stood out. There was no one really amazing moment, like that high note in the Spanish song, for example. There was nothing here in the Maltese performance that was really outstanding. And I think that's a real shame, because the song actually isn't that bad. It just needed that little something extra, as I often say. And in the split results, Malta were 18th with just 2 points from the jury. I thought the juries would absolutely love it, but I was well wrong there. And Malta finished 18th with the public, 27 points. I predicted Malta would finish 8th, so I was well away from being right on that occasion. We move on to Wales. This lacked enough power, but they did the best they could with the song that they had, or rather Erin had. It was in Welsh. That's fantastic. It was quite colourful, perhaps more so than the French entry, in all honesty. Vibrant, little bit repetitive, to be honest with you. I don't think the chorus was particularly strong. Lacking support, fine vocals, bound to be underrated, I've written here. 6.5 out of 10. I gave Malta the same mark. I gave Belarus 6, Georgia 6.5. I think I might have mentioned that. But anyway, Wales, yes. They didn't finish last, so positive signs to be taken from this year's competition. 18th place, 35 points. Wales was 16th with the jury and last with the public, and I think Wales will continue to struggle in the public vote every time they compete in Junior Eurovision, because I'm just not sure they're going to get enough support to really challenge for a top half finish. Maybe not for a few years, we shall see, but at least, as I said, the song was in Welsh. Wahey. We then move on to Kazakhstan. This was very much like a musical. It was classy, it was professional, excuse me, exactly the sort of thing the juries were going to love, absolutely, all about the vocals. Yerjan Maxim, Arman Yankalma, amazing vocals, you can't fault them. He was really on the money. I gave this 7.5 out of 10 because it was erring on the side of dull a little bit. Second place. He did very well in the jury vote, 227 points. He won the jury vote quite comfortably. He pulled ahead of Poland in the end. 5th with the public. When it came down to the very last moments of the voting, I knew Poland had it in the bag. But Kazakhstan, wonderful job, and this has boosted their chances, surely, of appearing in the adult competition. We move on to, we're going to skip the winner for a moment, to Ireland. All I've written here, superb. Shaky vocals near the end, admittedly. But on the whole, she did a really smashing job. I liked everything about this. I really did. The backdrop, her alone on stage, the outfit, her voice, the fact it was in Irish, absolutely wonderful. 8 out of 10. I've been getting her name wrong this whole time. It's not Emma, it's Anna. Anna Kearney with Banshee, 12th place, 73 points. That's a little disappointing, but I think it's still Ireland's best result to date. They were 12th with the jury and 14th with the public, and I predicted that Ireland would finish 15th. I predicted Kazakhstan would finish 5th, Wales last, Malta 8th. I think I said that, but just want to make sure. Anyway, I'm really trying to get through this video quickly. We move on to Ukraine. Ireland was fantastic. Well done. Ukraine, different, unique, but in all honesty, quite dull. I thought it was very beautifully staged, and I really liked Sophia, and I liked her voice. But at the same time, this was maybe too different, if that's even possible, to really leave much of an impact on viewers and the jury. I gave it a score of 6 out of 10, not Ukraine's best result this. It finished 15th with 59 points, 14th with the jury, 16th with the public, and I predicted that Ukraine would finish 10th, so I was a bit off there. This really did stand out, though, because it was so different. We then move on to the Netherlands. Who predicted this to finish in the top 5? Not me. I predicted 6th. This was pretty solid stuff, but it wasn't outstanding. Dans met Grauw. This finished 4th in the end with 186 points, doing much better with the jurors than I predicted. I thought they would find this very cheap. Clearly not. Nice amounts of energy. Okay vocals, bound to do quite well, I've written here. Not a bad blend of Dutch and English, and it woke the crowd up. I don't know what the atmosphere was like in that arena because I wasn't there, but it seemed as though the crowd were half asleep half the time, in all honesty. Anyway, the Dutch performance. Nice job, very confident. I think that he's probably going to have a fairly decent career if he sticks with music. Like I said, 4th place overall. This finished 4th in the jury vote and 4th in the public vote. Always going to do fairly well in the public vote. The Netherlands usually do. I gave this a score of 7 out of 10. Moving on to Armenia. I said in my previous video that this would be the best of the rest. And it ended up being a little bit of a flop, if you want to use that word. It finished 9th with 115 points. Very colourful. Pastel colours, pastel outfits. Decent vocals. Armenia always pull it out of the bag. Well, not this year. A little bit of a disappointment, in all honesty. 115 points, 9th place for Karina Ignatian. Armenia were 8th in the jury vote and 11th in the public vote. Ooh, that's a lot lower than I think a lot of people were predicting. A fine performance, lots of shimmers and colours on the backdrop. Really solid stuff. Not quite top 5, and clearly here, top 8 material. We then move on to Portugal. Yeah. Nice singer, given a bit of a disappointing song. An environmentally friendly song. This was Joana Almeida with Vem Comigo, Come With Me. It finished 16th with 43 points. Last with a big fat 0, that's harsh, from the jury. I thought every country automatically had 12 points at the start. I'm not sure when they got rid of that. I really should know, but alas. And Portugal finished 12th. 12th in the public vote. That's really good. That's above Ireland. I can't believe that. That's above Georgia. Can't believe that. But anyway, 12th in the public vote. That's pretty impressive. There were lyrics on the backdrop. It was all rather simplistic. But I like it more than I did. I gave it a score of 6 out of 10. Should say I gave the Netherlands 7 and Armenia 7. Yes. 2 alone on stage, I've written here. Nice message with the song. We then move on to Italy, another environmentally friendly song. This went from being wildly underrated to people online saying, wow, Italy have pulled something amazing out of the bag here, sensational stuff. This was really nice, 7 out of 10, cute as a button, absolutely fantastic, really like her. What's her name again? Marta Viola. Yes, glad I got that right. Better than expected, yes. Better than Portugal, executed better than Portugal. The same sort of message, but it came across in a slightly stronger way. Nice vocals. Who predicted 7th place, 129 points? I certainly didn't. I thought Italy were going to struggle and finish 16th. I predicted Portugal were going to finish 18th, and I predicted 4th for Armenia, and 6th for the Netherlands. Yes, just clearing that up. But yeah, Italy, really nice. I think they'll be very, very happy with this. In the split results, Italy were 9th in the jury vote and 6th with the public. A distant 6th, but pretty good. We then move on to Albania. The last 2 songs here. I'm trying to be quick because the next episode of His Dark Materials is on at 8 o'clock here in England, and I want to watch it. So Albania, really pleasant vocals, really pleasant melody. Too bright though. Melancholic song, too much colour on the backdrop in my personal opinion. I don't really have much else to say about this. It was all about the voice. 7.5 out of 10. I knew this was going to struggle though. 17th with the juries, 7 points. That's really low. I thought they'd appreciate it a lot more. But then again, better songs in the competition, I guess. 17th with the public as well. And 17th overall with 36 points. And I predicted 17th. It's the only result that I got correct this year. And then the final song. Have I missed anybody out? Hopefully not. The final song this year was Serbia, Podigni Glas, Raise Your Voice by Daria Vracevic. This was always going to do fairly well. 10th place, 109 points. I predicted 9th. And in the split results, Serbia were 10th with the jury and 7th with the public. This stood out so much more than Albania and Italy and Portugal that had come before it. The Serbian song did have quite a bit of support. I thought it was a very strong closing song. Good vocals, nicely done, 7.5 out of 10. And I think that's all I have to say. Then we have the winning entry. Not really a surprise, let's be honest. Vicky Gabor with Superhero, a very comfortable winner, it has to be said. 278 points. That's quite a margin ahead of Kazakhstan. This won the public vote, pretends to be shocked, and finished second with the jury. I mean, Poland had it all sewn up by the end of the jury votes as far as I'm concerned. I thought this was strong. Do I think it was the strongest performance of the year? No. Do I think it became a little bit boring, dare I say, towards the end? Yes. Do I think it could have been better visually? Yes. But is it a very good song, performed by a very good singer? Yes. Wasn't a fan of the outfit, this sort of yellow, high-vis sort of outfit with mirrors all over it. Not really liking that look at all. But Poland have done it 2 years in a row. Next year, will it be Krakow or Gdansk? I'm not fussy either way. I predicted Poland would finish third, but in all honesty, I should have been a bit wiser. Poland were probably always going to win the jury vote, the public vote, and do fairly well in the jury vote. My apologies there. I'm not a big fan of the voting system. I don't think you should be allowed to vote for your own country. I think it does skew the results somewhat. And this year, the running order definitely played its part as well. There's nothing else to say. Well done to Poland. Well done, because it's very, very impressive to win 2 years in a row. If only you were as good in the adult competition, maybe focus a little more on that over the next couple of months. Anyway, that's it. What else is there to say? The hosts were okay. The stage was good. The arena was good. The songs were good. And now we just have to sit and reflect on this year's competition. Malta in particular. Can't believe they finished last. But there we are. These things happen. Let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely interested, and apologies for waffling. There will be a review on my blog within the next couple of days. The next few days are a bit busy for me. But that's it. I'm now going to leave you and watch His Dark Materials, which is a show I think is really fantastic. And until next time, my next video will probably be another ESC 2020 Things We Know Now sort of video, an update of sorts. So be on the lookout for that. Actually, no, I think the Melodifestivalen artists are being announced in the next couple of days, so that'll be my next video, all being well. Hopefully I will film that on the day the artists are announced, and that'll be up on YouTube for you to watch. Until next time, I'm really waffling now. This is not good. Just shut up. And until next time, feel free to leave a comment, please do. Congratulations Poland, congratulations Vicky, and bye for now.